Living in denial will kill your business. Watch my video and I'll explain more. If you haven't yet, click the bell and subscribe to be notified every time we produce our best pieces of content. Living in denial is the same as not being honest with exactly what's in front of you at the time. So this could be if your business is not doing very well, but you've still got hope for tomorrow. So watch my video and I'll explain exactly what you need to do about being honest as a business owner if times are bad and not living in denial, because it will kill you. Are you in denial when it comes to business performance? If we're being honest, all of us have been there at some point in our business life. And there are times where I've sat there a lot of the times in front of clients and they've just been in denial. Their turnover's not enough, their profits are not enough, and they're all like, oh yeah, it's okay, and it just isn't. Now, what about if you're in a situation within your business where it's actually making losses? So I worked with a company ages ago that did an acquisition. So they got an immediate foothold into the industry. Now, this acquisition was initially a loss-making business, so they knew what it was coming into it. Now, after 6 months, even with razzmatazz and excitement and new processes, new procedures, it was still loss-making. So all of that effort and all of that drive and all of the graft that they'd gone through had currently come to nothing. Now, it's all well and good to have targets, and I talk about budgets on a regular basis. They're really good to have, targets are amazing to have, but they can't come at the expense of a business that is failing. So currently in that business, it was making losses of about 20 grand a month. Now, yes, it was less than what it was losing beforehand, but 20 grand a month is still £240,000 in a year. Now, if you put that in a tower of £5 or £10 notes, that's a massive tower. And it's also a lot of effort had gone into that company and it was still maintaining losses. Now, I still think that the budgets are still really exciting, but what needed to happen is we needed to get a real understanding of the numbers. So what in that business, it was carrying certain team members. It was a sales-driven role. So in a sales-driven role, you're paid on performance. And some of these people just weren't selling at all. And the right thing to do is go and understand why. Have they been given the right amount of training? Have they been given the right amount of opportunities? Did they have the tools to complete their work? And if they have, and you've gone through everything that you can do to give them every bit of success, then if the team member's not covering their own salary, they may need to go. Because at the end of the day, if you're paying 2, 3, 4, 5 grand a month, that is going to be a proportion of that 20 grand a month that you're losing. But on the flip side of it, if you've got a really good salesperson in that role that was paying 3 grand a month but they earned 10, oh, that's exciting, because then that extra contribution they've got, which I'll say is 7 grand, then takes the 25 grand loss down to 18. Now we're cooking. Okay, what other overheads can we save within our business? And if you look at overheads within a business, you can normally find some massive wins on what's going out on direct debit and standing order. Because they're the things that people have signed up to that may have been really good at the time that they've just forgotten about. And they're not being used. So I've lost count of the amount of times where you've gone in and saved 4, 5, 10 grand a month just by doing an overhead review. 10 grand a month. That's even bigger. 10 grand a month then takes the 17 loss down to 7. Ooh, now we're talking. So 25 grand loss does that. Yes, but you're still making a loss. Yeah, but you're making more. You're making less of a loss than you were doing. It's still progress, but I get it's not sustainable. Now, what else we did within this company as well was look, how do we then ignite the sales department? When you've got a loss-making company from the business owner feels absolutely rubbish. So have you been in that feeling yourself, where you just feel pants? It's hard work to get out of bed in the morning. You've got to put that face on in front of your team because everyone looks up and respects you. It's hard, but when you're in that negative vibe, that radiates against your team. So if you feel low and crap, they're going to feel low and crap as well at the same time, and it radiates. So what we looked to do here was actually get people in to look how we could ignite that sales department even more so. And the business owner dusted themselves off, got some really good ideas and put them into action, as well as getting an external consultant as well. Everyone then increased their sales by, it ranged between 10 and 25%. Massive win. That meant that they were earning more money from the business with the current resources that they had. That then turned a loss into a profit. Now we're winning, because he's now able to make back his losses that he'd made previously. He was also able to take money that will be able to be sustainable for him and his family. And it also meant that the team then had a bit of positive vibe about them. They weren't sitting there miserable going, oh my God, am I going to lose my job? Because one of the biggest fears that in this company was the people were really worried about the security of their jobs. And when someone's worried about the security of their jobs, they're looking backwards. They're not looking forwards at what their customers, their opportunities, and being dynamic. But we also added afterwards, when there was more profits there that would be able to sustain it and invest, more salespeople. More salespeople increase the profit of the company. So what I'm proud to say that working with this client here is they turned that loss at the beginning into a 30 grand a month profit. That then allowed future investing in the business. It's now looking at more acquisitions. It's now looking at more flavors. It's really exciting, where it started off being loss making, which almost felt like a lot of people have written it off as being terminally ill. And he's actually secured at least 20 people in employment. 20 people. So 20 people are now able to go to work at that company, are able to support their families and are able to live, because a loss-making business turned into a profit. But it started off with denial. So if you ever feel like you're in denial within your business, and I'm not saying it's going to be as radical as losing 25 grand a month, but what bits are you in denial with, or even tolerating, that are having a damaging impact? Because something that's having a damaging impact can eat away at your business. And what you really want to do if you are running a business is to have something that is thriving, making good money, has got a wonderful team and customers that are raving about. So if you're ever in denial on whatever level it is, check in and see how do I change this, or have you got the right advisors around you that are challenging you on this situation. Now, this is a really uncomfortable subject that no one would want to put in the comments below. I get that. But if I can help you in any way, shape or form, we help lots of businesses like yours through this. So feel free to jump on a discovery call with me. I promise I'll just look at the problems that you've got. There'll be no pushy sales pitch, and I'll do my best to help you within that time. You never know, in the future we may be able to work together. Denial is killing your business. Please make sure it doesn't kill you and your future income.